Well, we continue our focus on school bullying. The Human Science Research Council has looked at the extent and the nature of bullying in schools. This is in different and unequal socio-economic contexts. To speak to us about the risk factors associated with being a victim of bullying, we're joined by the Council's Senior Research Specialist, Dr. Andrea Liesel Juan. Dr. Juan, good evening and thank you so much for your time tonight. Firstly, are there particular trends that emerge in terms of how bullying manifests itself, especially at South African schools?
Good evening. Thanks for having me. I think before I answer that question, it's important to distinguish between the viral videos that we're seeing, which are assaults, and bullying, which can take a number of characteristics. It's aggressive behavior, and it's actions that are repeated over time, where there's a power imbalance. So there is an important distinction between school violence and bullying, which is what we looked at in our research. Coming back to your question, there's one study, the Trends in International Mathematics and Science study, that asks grade 9 and grade 5 learners about bullying that they would have experienced either weekly, monthly, or never. And we have information from about 12,000 grade 5 learners and about 21,000 grade 9 learners. And from these reports, we see that 35% of grade 9 learners have never experienced bullying, and compared to 25% of grade 5 learners. So we're seeing that the majority of learners are experiencing some form of bullying at school. 29% of grade 5 learners experience being bullied on a weekly basis. The percentage is lower at grade 9, only 18% said that they experience bullying weekly, but it is so of concern that these learners are experiencing so much bullying in the school environment. We looked at verbal, so teasing, physical bullying, kicking, punching, hitting, and then a different type of bullying, relational bullying, such as spreading rumors or posting things online. Cyberbullying is becoming increasingly common, and videos are passed through social media are just one example of that. And we're finding that verbal bullying is still the dominant type of bullying that learners experience, and this is followed by physical. In 2018, we conducted some analysis to look at what are the factors that influence bullying, and we see that boys are still more likely to be involved in bullying, whether as a victim or as a perpetrator. We're also finding that learners in low-fee schools, so these are your poorer resource schools or schools in poorer communities, have higher levels of bullying than your fee-paying schools or your independent schools. And I think the most important thing that we found was that if you have been bullied, you are more likely to go on and bully someone else. And this is concerning because now we're seeing the sort of cycle of bullying be a perpetual cycle of bullying, where the victim now becomes the bully, and so bullying continues.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on News at Prime and for breaking down those numbers for us. Certainly lots of areas of concern there. Dr. Andrea Liesel Juan from the Human Sciences Research Council.